I'm here. What's up, guys? Broken Prophet here. And as you can see, I am out in the woods. You know, I was trying to come up with a topic for, another video for you guys. And a lot of times when I'm thinking, or thinking about, a video topic or something like that, I do one of two things. I either drink a beer and go out in the woods. Now, I drink another beer. Then I come out in the woods. Then I drink another beer. And I come out in the woods. And this gnat is bugging me. And y'all know I just moved. And so I'm like, well, I don't really know the woods out here yet. So why don't I fix that? Maybe I'll find something that, get the old brain meats moving for another video idea. And in the meantime, while I'm out here, we can explore together. Now, I will be probably flipping the camera around. I may do a voiceover, who knows. But as you see, we got a lot of woods to explore. Now, if y'all remember, off that way is where we heard that wild boar. So I may go that way. There's not any buzzards in the sky anymore. So either they picked it clean, because I'm not really smelling like, something decomposing in the woods, or they thought it was gonna die. It didn't die, and it got up and ran away. So either way, we're gonna go exploring. Got my boots on, and we'll see what we see. I'm gonna swing the camera around, or actually, I'm gonna actually get behind the camera. And if the sound quality is too bad, then we'll do a voiceover. Now, I encourage each and every one of you to get out, man. Everybody wants to do some hoodoo, conjure, whatever, but you want to do it from like the safety of your house. And listen, to the victors go the spoils. Get you some, some sturdy boots and come on out here. Now, you got to be careful when stepping over logs and things like that, because, down here is really hot. I mean, really, really hot. So you don't have to worry about snakes crawling around, because they're not going to be out in the open during the heat of the day. But where they will be is under logs and things like that. So be very careful stepping over logs. This is no log. Well, you probably used to be. Be very careful where you step. You're going to want to wear jeans. Now, normally you would tuck them in and like secure them around, but I just didn't feel like doing that today. Be careful of the plants that you brush up against. Poison ivy. And just because it doesn't brush up against your skin does not mean that you're safe. Simply because some of the oils from the poison ivy, poison oak, things like that, can get onto your clothes, and then you get home and pull your clothes off, and you guessed it, you got poison ivy, or poison oak, or poison sumac, or one of the other things. Now, this is weird, because there's like a little trail of aluminum foil. So this is probably some animal, probably a raccoon, that grabbed something out of somebody's trash, and it was tearing it open as it went scurrying off into the brush. Now back there, you see that's salt. This is salt palmetto. I'm stuttering. This is salt palmetto, and this is actually something pretty cool to talk about. Hey, Mr. Dragonfly, Mr. Skeeterhawk. This is something pretty cool to talk about. So we'll just sit here a bit, because I'm looking for a way for us to get deeper in there. Because as you see, it's pretty thick. There's nothing more, like maybe here's like a boar trail, or a rabbit trail or a deer trail. There's some holes in the ground that you don't want to go poking around in. That is a burrow. Now, what kind of burrow, I do not know. But as you can see, the dirt is scooped out, and that's where the foil is. So that, whatever that was, this is one of his burrows. And I'll see if I can zoom in here. There's a centipede. You guys can't see it. And I don't have one of those really fancy lenses. I'll try to point it out when I get back, when I'm doing the post editing. But yeah, that's a burrow. Because as you can see the ground is kind of dug out. The ground is dug out and some of that foil is right there. And this dragonfly will not leave me alone. So, that's kind of cool so far. Oh, and yeah, this time I brought my knife. Just in case. Just in case. All right, so while I cut off a piece of this saw palmetto and we talk about it for a bit, I'm going to sit you guys down, and I'm thinking that's a trail that we can go exploring. Well, there's plenty of saw palmetto over there. So let's go this way. Now, when you are exploring, you don't want to be stealthy, guys. You want to be loud. Okay? You want to be careful in where you step, because you don't want to step on something that does not want to be stepped on. And the easiest way to not step on something that does not want to be stepped on is to let it know that you're on the way so it can avoid you. Kind of tangled in vines here. Thorny vines. The absolute worst kind. There we go. And that mosquito that just took off of me, that little fucker had teeth. Okay, these are little rabbit trails through the brush here, because you see we come to a clearing. And here's a big spider web. Son of a bitch. Look, I don't know if you guys can see, but the spider web that I just broke was big as shit. I mean, damn, that was a big one. That's what she said. Let me find a good place where I can sit you guys. And then we're going to break off a piece of this saw palmetto. That's what this is. This is actually the plant where the berries are harvested. Oh, shit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the lore, but there was a breeze coming through there, and then it started coming this way, which generally means that there is a spirit that doesn't like the fact that I'm in here. And as you see, it's tracking that way. It's blowing everywhere, but right here where I am. Now that's a sign. I was just teaching a class on signs, and for those of you who took the class, remember, a sign is something that you observe in nature that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Like a breeze coming through bushes that goes around you, but doesn't actually, and you see it starting to come this way. And when I point at it, it stops. Interesting. But anyway, this is saw palmetto. I had to stop and really calmly say it, because when I speak with my normal southern accent, I'm saying saw palmetto. But this is saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is the same plant that they get the remedy from, that we see in the grocery stores, that's good for men's health and men's prostate health and things like that. And you can actually eat it. And there's some saw palmetto berries. I don't even know if I'm gonna publish this video. This might be a Patreon only or members only, because there's so much creaking and whatnot around me. And it's not the type of eeriness that I felt in the witches' cemetery because I clearly know where I was or where I came in from. And, you know, I've oriented myself, but it's just the eeriness of the things moving, but I feel no breeze. It feels like I am in kind of a kind of like the eye of the storm, where everything is blowing around you, but nothing is actually blowing where you are. So it's kind of eerie, but only kind of. Right now, if it looks like I'm a little bit confused, I'm not. I'm just looking for a place to sit you guys so that I can strip some of this saw palmetto and show you how to eat it raw. Teehee, eat it raw. Y'all so nasty. That was a weird sound. Huh. Well, I'll grab a piece from here. You know, I reckon I could just sit y'all on the ground. And this is like my little mini tripod. So I guess I could sit you guys on the ground. And then we'll just kind of see. What if I angle you upwards? And of course, I was going to reach here, and there's another burrow. So I don't want some mama or daddy something running up and grabbing my hand as I'm reaching down, and it thinks I'm trying to invade its burrow, which I'm not. Okay, so this is saw palmetto, and you see it's very fibrous, kind of tough, and they call it saw because I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe it'll zoom in, but right along the ridges here are little teeth, and they will saw into you. You know, that's why I had to be careful pulling it up, because had I not, okay, that was a fox, pretty cool. But had I not been careful and just grabbed at it, this is so weird, it would have sawed into my hand. But I'm gonna make my way back to the dirt road, because if I'm gonna fight something, I want to fight it where I have time, you know, room to dance around without getting ripped to shreds. This actually should have been alive. I'll try to edit it so it makes sense. Okay. So I'm close to the road now. So you see it's very fibrous. What you would do is you would strip the skin off of it, and you can actually chew the base of it. Now, spiritually, you can use saw palmetto for protection by placing it on your ancestor altar or weaving it around a doll made of the enemy. Those of you who are paleros know what we use this for, especially if you practice palo down in Florida or in Cuba. But where we at? 14 minutes? I think this is a good place to cut this. Now I know what I'm going to do the next video on. Spiritual work with the saw palmetto. And I'm actually going to record that tonight. So I'm gonna drop this first, this rambling video of me going through the woods, and then I'll drop the actual spiritual work video. All right, y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching.